Hi coaches, today we're going to talk about how to get a new coach started off right. So I'm going to give you a couple of ideas, but the number one thing I want you to come away with today is that you already have the most important tool in your toolbox to get coaches started off right. And that tool is you. The most important thing you can do for a new coach is to connect with them. I'm going to share my secret with you, okay? This is my secret right here to getting coaches started off right. It's my binder. I have a page in my binder for every single coach on my team. When they step on my team, I put a paper in my binder and I just start taking notes on that person. I try to keep track of who their family is, what's going on in their life. I want to know them. I want to know what their situation is. It's really important starting a new coach off to know what their situation is. So within the first 3 days of signing them up as a coach, you need to get them on the phone for a GSR call. Now, don't overthink the GSR call. You may have to do more than one. There's no specific science to it. I'll give you some ideas. The first thing you need to do when you get on a GSR call is ask one question. How are you? Okay? People sign up as a coach. Some people freak out. Some people don't. Some people want to quit and some people want to run. So figure out where they're at very early. So talk to them about what's going on in their life. Find out about their kids. Find out about their job. Find out about their current situation so you know where to steer your new coach and what they need. Now, you can send them a new coach email with basic information. I like to send Brigittas 2 new coach webinars for them to have a place to start. I like to send them a personality test so I know what personality they are. And in my new coach email, I include like what to expect, where to find team training, where to find the team page, things like that. But guess what? I didn't send new coach emails until this month, and I've been a coach almost 2 years. So it's not the most important thing. So don't feel like you have to have a perfect system. But what I am really good at is getting on the phone with my coaches. So you get on the phone, you ask them, how are you? You find out about their life, you feel a connection. Get connected with your coaches. So much of this business we build online. You have to have a connection with each coach or they're not gonna wanna coach. They need to feel like they're part of something bigger. They need to feel part of a family. You're that first stop. You are their family, so act like it. Get on the phone. So sometimes that takes a little bit of time to really build a relationship, but it's worth it. So then you want to run them through the nitty-gritty of things. You want to run them through their back office, how to set up their EFT management, how to find and share their websites, how to track customers, find customers' orders, how to know where to look for how much money they made. You need to show them where the coach breaking news is. You need to introduce them to the Coach Training Academy and the 3 vital behaviors. This can be pretty fast. It doesn't have to be that long, but the most important thing you want to teach them as far as nitty-gritty is 2 things. One, you need to help them be best friends with the video library. As a brand new coach, they're gonna feel like there's so much information and people are gonna ask them questions and they may not know the answers. So teach them to use the video library from their first day as a coach because it is the best training tool, not just for them to understand Shakeology, to understand what the programs are like, but it gives them the tools to be able to talk about everything Beachbody has in the catalog without having to have it in their brain. So teach them to use the video library. Also, teach them that there's coach success stories in there. Have them go and watch those and be inspired. That really helped me as a new coach once I figured out they were there, to just keep myself going. So teach them to share videos. The next thing is teach them where to go to find answers to their questions. Surprisingly enough, I don't work 24/7, and I tell my new coaches that. I tell them I know about their life and they know about my life. They know that when they call me, 90% of the time there's gonna be a kid asking me a question, or I work this with my kids at home. I don't have set business hours all the time, except for when I'm making videos for you and I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I usually work with my kids. So they're gonna call me, I'm gonna be in the car, I'm gonna be at the grocery store. Like, That's how I roll. So they come to expect that from me. But you need to let them know that you don't work 24/7. Like, you are not a dictionary, you are not a know-it-all, and they need to know that you don't know everything about the business either. So teach them to, 1, use frequently asked questions. 2, live chat coach relations, email coach relations. 3, utilize the team wall. On my team, there is a very clear expectation that we are a team. Team does not start with I. So everybody on the team helps. If they have a question, they can call me, text me, email me, and personally message me on Facebook. I don't care. My coaches are all welcome to do those things, but I tell them flat out, you call me, I may not answer the phone. Like, it's just a big possibility. So I will call you back if you need me to, but it may not be right away. So utilize your team wall. Teach them to lift and love and learn together. Teach them to help each other. So teach them to ask questions on their team wall, and teach your team to respond to each other's questions. It's huge. It's a huge help. So teach them to do that. And then teach them where the resources are, like the team files, things like that. So you need to set them up for success in finding answers. The last thing I want you guys to do is to learn to make an action plan with your new coaches. You have to give them a what's next. You can't get on the phone with them, give them all this information, and then they don't know where to start. They're going to be paralyzed. So you have to give new coaches a what's next. So how do you give a new coach what's next? Because you're going to have go-getters who literally want to be emerald in 2 days, and you're going to have new coaches who would be happy to just pay for their Shakeology. So you have to ask them. You have to ask them what they want. Find out what their why is and find out what they want. If they say, I'm quitting my job next month and I have to make some money, then link arms with them and run. Teach them how to hit Success Club. Make that their next goal. 90% of the time, my what's next for my new coaches goes like this. I put them in my current challenge group. I tell them, next month, you're going to co-coach a challenge group with me. So your goal from now until then is just to focus on inviting. That's it. Focus on talking to people and writing down those people's names. And then I have them report back to me. I talk to my new coaches every couple of days, usually just on Facebook, and ask them how their conversations are going. They can build challenge groups, they can run free groups, whatever they want to do, but if you don't know where your coaches are at in the learning curve of learning to talk to people, they will not succeed out of the gate. You want them to fly out of the gate, teach them to talk to people. So help them walk through those first 10 conversations. Have them copy paste you when they get stuck. If they get stuck, have them screenshot the conversation and send it to you. And by all means, help them. But make a very clear expectation. This is not like a long-term commitment. And I think people feel like, oh, well, if I do that for my coaches, they're going to do that all the time. And I'm just going to be like writing their conversations all the time. Not the truth. If you teach them well, to invite well, to get really cozy and comfortable with inviting and talking to people, they will do it themselves. They will have that perfectly laid foundation to move their business forward, because the number one thing you have to do in this business is connect to people and invite them. So teach them to do that. The last thing I'm going to suggest for you, I'm sorry this video is kind of long, is to put your new coaches each month in a group conversation on Facebook. So easy to do. Put your leaders even, like once they go emerald, put them in a leaders conversation and let them talk together on Facebook. Putting them in a group conversation allows you to teach and to train in a short amount of time and to train a group of people at once. Chances are if one person has a question, everybody has the question. So group your coaches together in group conversations on Facebook and name them. So for example, I have all my January newbies in one group conversation. So they're all right now, they're all working on the same what's next, right? They're trying to hit Success Club and they're trying to invite people for February's challenge group. So they're all working on the same thing, so they're all having the same questions. So they're in a group conversation, asking questions, answering each other's questions, and I can train them all in one place very, very quickly. So that's something that I've learned that really is really helpful. So don't get freaked out by training new coaches. Remember that you already have the most powerful tool in your toolbox, and that's you. Be yourself. Connect to your coaches and connect them to the team, and they'll do great. That's all I got.